back to the Mind and Money podcast. I'm Val, a financial planner.
And I'm Sherry, a financial coach. And today we are talking about things that give us the ick. And I'm not sure if these are going to be ADHD specific, but I know it is common to have sensory things that just, I'm thinking about a couple that I've got on my list.
And this started from our conversation. I was telling Sherry, I did a pottery class on the weekend where you use the wheel. So it's like clay, water, spinning, amazing, loved it. And she was like, I think that would give me the ick. So that sensation where I'm like, I loved it, like playing in the mud.
Just slimy.
Yes.
No, thank you. And a lot of mine are, when we started talking about this episode topic, a lot of them are like sensory hand things. And at the top of the list, as someone with curly hair, this is really unfortunate that like wet hair on my hands.
I don't like, when you feel a chunk go down your body and then it gets on your toes. If it's in my toes, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. And like styling my hair, I actually style my hair in the shower or a tub so that I can have water running. So put a product in my hair and then immediately rinse my hands.
Interesting.
And then put my hair up in the like microfiber towel and then rinse off any hairs that might be hanging out on my body.
Hair.
I can't have hair. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I just shave my head because I'll put my shampoo in and then and also I'm working to have less hair fall out because my hair is really thin and I don't want it to be, but you can only do so much.
It looks really good.
But like,
interesting.
Yeah, hair on my hands. No.
Okay, you brought up microfiber. What about microfiber against skin or dry skin? Because that one doesn't get me.
It doesn't certain ones more than others, but it doesn't bother me as much as like it's a big sensory thing according to social media.
The internet.
Microfiber is a little bit, but not an extreme amount.
A fork and knife grinding on a plate gets me.
That's a immediate just shoulders. Yeah, another one for me, hand-wise, coffee grounds, sand.
Oh, interesting. So the beach is not your vibe.
I'm not. I can go to the beach, but most if we go to an all-inclusive, generally we're pool people
because it's like sunscreen, sand stuck, sweating, sitting. I can sink below and just be like, it's fine. But I do understand. I get why babies cry when they're set on the sand. I do understand.
And it's everywhere. It's not fun.
Yeah.
If I'm at the beach, I would much prefer to be in the water than sitting in the sand. A breeze comes up, sand gets in the air, stuck to everything. No, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you a perfect ick story is I was in Mexico and very grateful to be in Mexico, but the shower pressure wasn't enough to get the sand out of your hair. It was a treat.
That's no good at all.
So you'd think that you felt clean, then you'd go to touch your hair and you're like, oh,
there's still sand.
There's still sand in there.
I'd almost run to the pool and put my hair in the pool and just run my fingers.
I know you would. I know maintenance would just be looking at you like, God damn, another one. I do dishes by hand. So if the sponge is left full of water, it drives me nuts. And the gunky at the bottom, I have come a long way, but I hate
it is part of doing dishes if you're washing dishes by hand to dump the sink strainer into the garbage.
Absolutely.
And the washcloth or sponge and also wipe down adjacent countertops. It's part of doing dishes.
Yes, that's the full process.
But also I hate doing dishes by hand. And we have a dishwasher for that reason because it's so much. I still hate emptying the dishwasher, but it's so much less mental executive function to start the dishwasher. What's another ick on your list?
Actually, I was at a baseball game last night and my sister pointed it out. She's like, I think, that is such an ick. So everyone was eating sunflower seeds, the coaches included. And she was telling me about this one time she watched a coach just sputter them out of his mouth, not clear, just I don't even want to do it
and dribbling down his
yes. Oh, yeah. That would get me. That would get me because just try to clear it, just like I don't even know. I'm just gonna make sound effects. But
I don't understand why people enjoy sunflower seeds. You put a handful of them in your mouth and then you have to work very hard for or if they've got a bunch in their cheek.
Oh yeah. All I did was suck the salt off those things and spit them out. That's it. That's why I'm eating sunflower seeds. It's to get the dill pickle or the salt, and then to spit them right back out whole, and hopefully that it grows into something beautiful. That's it. So that I'm like, yeah, that's fair. It's funny 'cause growing up, you were just like, oh man, why does this bother him? But my dad would be pick up your feet. So when you're walking, we would be probably schlepping, not picking up our feet.
Yeah.
And now sometimes I notice if I'm having a full day, that might be the thing that I'm like, oh, can you please pick your feet up, even though it shouldn't matter, shouldn't, but my brain picks on it.
I think we've transitioned now from icks into things that annoy us, and I'm here for it. Okay, and I don't fucking understand this. Talking on speakerphone in public.
Yeah.
Do people not know that your phone will go up to your ear? Okay, asterisk here. Maybe there are some challenges that like hearing.
Right.
But it happens so, and in public spaces where there are a lot of people. It's one thing to be on the phone and I hear your end of the conversation. And while I appreciate if it's a juicy conversation, hearing both sides of it.
Yes.
But hey, get some headphones.
Yeah. Yep, that's a good ick. This used to be an ick, and now I've just accepted it as my life. Or I wear slippers or house Crocs, but living in a tobacco-heavy populated area and having dogs that bring sand inside, feeling sand under my feet in the house, it drive you. Even though I run the vacuum every day, you're still going to feel it. So I have house slippers, house Crocs.
I recently made a purchase that I think might help you. Robot vacuum mop.
Oh, see, I have seen those.
It was only, and there are different levels of this. There are ones that are thousands of dollars that are, it'll do a little spot and then it'll go back to its home and cycle through the water. This is not one of those. This is the vacuum function. And then it's got a pad that it applies moisture to that goes around and picks up stuff. It was on sale and I think it was $180. I promise we don't do these things to get you to buy things.
We just do it to get each other to buy things, actually.
No, I'm like, $180. That cannot, it's going to be shite, but I have to try it. And it was from Amazon, which I'm also trying to not support as much. If it works, great. And if it doesn't, I just send it back. And it actually works pretty good. It's not a full-on bucketed mop, but it's enough that
it's something is better than nothing.
Yeah. And you can set it to go at a specific time every day. And it's
noted.
And I think the maintenance of those more robust ones is more, because this, all I have to do is clean out the pad and empty the little vacuum container, versus the other ones where I think you have to like wash out things, and it's only clean water in the water thing. So it's easy. Yeah.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be able to.
I know you wouldn't.
I generally like bare feet especially when it's warm out, and having things stick to my feet is no. And I'm guilty of like something sticks to my feet in our kitchen, and I'll just walk into the living room and just wipe my feet off
on the carpet.
Yeah.
When I traveled to Costa Rica with my one girlfriend Grace, she would do the cricket, so she'd like perch on the end of the bed and then just like rub her feet together before getting into bed. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. So every now and then I cricket. Yep. So stuff on my feet, snagging a nail.
That's the worst.
Yeah, snagging a nail.
If there's something, if I can run my nails along something and if it catches somewhere, I immediately have to get a file out.
Crunchy chips, watching a show, someone else eating them.
Well, if I'm eating them, it's fine.
Yeah, because I don't care. It just blocks out my own hearing. All I can hear is the crunching.
There's a word for that. Misophonia?
Oh, so it's like
somebody else chewing.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh. As kids, it would be a full-on war at the breakfast table. Our sisters would put up cereal boxes and milk just to not see each other, and they'd be like, can you chew with your mouth closed? And then you'd catch them and do it back. Now I'm like, man, I would love to live with you guys. But as kids, we were kind of mean. Well, we were kind of fucking annoyed with each other.
That's what happens when you live under the same roof. On the hearing sensory thing too. I love you, honey. Again, watching TV and having volume on a phone. That's not mine. When it's me, it's okay. That's not mine. So I can actually hear full on what's happening on the TV and what's playing on someone else's phone.
This happened at baseball last week. I had my speaker out. Music was playing. The other team on the other bench turns their speaker on. It's not quite as loud, but I'm like, we can't have two different songs. I will shut mine off. That's fine. But I'm like, you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. And generally it's while I'm trying to read. I don't mind one or the other. I can tune out one or the other, but trying to tune out both of them, it's like, nope, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna
I'm gonna go to another room now.
I'm just gonna go for a walk. Or I think I'm probably not subtle about being irritated about it, so my husband picks up the cues.
The level of sarcasm you two have, I don't imagine subtle as part of the recipe.
Well, and it's funny. I just think we're just very comfortable in things. And I saw a video on social media recently that said if somebody is really pushing hard on portraying something on social media, whether that's how successful their business is or how successful their career is or how successful their relationship is, that's generally a red flag that those things are not actually going well. And I've seen this before when like I know the background of something and then I see what somebody's posting, I'm like, yeah, that's giving like complete bullshit. My husband was golfing with someone recently, and I will go to the cottage. I don't know if I've talked about it recently, but we have a cottage. It's about 2 hours away from home, and I will go there for a week, and then maybe Jason or a friend will come up on the weekend, and then I'll spend large chunks of time there by myself. And the person he was golfing with is like, that's kind of weird that Sherry just will go to the cottage for a long stretch of time. And we're both like, whatever. We're empty nesters. We don't have kids to take care of. We can both be on our own without any issues. And
it's like that one man's trash is another man's treasure. His weird is my, that's sweet.
Yeah. And
you know what I mean? I don't know.
And we still talk to each other generally, depending on what we're doing. We will still have a phone call or a FaceTime conversation.
Jason's like, there's a raccoon under your love seat, just so you know. I love you. Have a good day.
Yeah. And we'll text. And backstory for that is we have cameras so we can see what's going on there when we're not there. And they come on when there's motion. And there's a raccoon quite often around at night. And I have a love seat that I enjoy sitting on and working and reading. And he, in the morning, looked at the camera overnight and saw that there was a raccoon there and saw it going underneath the love seat cover and not coming out. So he texted me. So I woke up to a text. There might be a raccoon under your love seat. Hey, yeah, have a great day.
What a nice warning.
But I would have crapped my pants if I ripped off the cover and a raccoon came out from under it. So I was like,
you and the raccoon both probably.
I had a broom and I was trying to get the right angle with the broom to poke it from the patio door without having the patio door
so
too
you just
open.
Close the door quickly.
But I couldn't get the right angle, so then I actually went into the other room and put the broom under the screen of the window and gave the love.
Oh my gosh.
And this whole time I had the camera on it to see if a raccoon
ran
out of it. But no fun. There was no raccoon. It was going to be a very funny video. Anyways, squirrel.
Awesome. I want to say there's probably icks and things that annoy us that we could go on for days about, but those are some of the main ones. And it's funny. It's like the don't yuck someone's yum. There's things that will bother you that won't bother me, and vice versa. But yeah, that was just our random piece about sensory icks.
And I think just knowing that other people have them too, and just making it normal to be aware of yours and talk about what you want to avoid in your life. And somebody else may be like, you're weird. For me, I couldn't imagine being any type of hair professional. That would be torture.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
No.
Yeah. So think about the things that give you ick. And there might not be a whole lot of productivity to that, but just how can you avoid them?
Or just like you have your strategy for when you style your hair, right?
Yeah, how can you make it a little bit easier? So if you're styling your hair and you have curly hair, you might never have thought to do it in the shower or the bath while water's running and immediately accessible to just rinse off your hands. There's ways to make things a little easier when it's just a you ick and not something somebody else is doing. So yeah. We are glad you've been here. Thanks for listening to our icks, and we can't wait to see you next time on the Mind and Money Podcast.